All right, so this video will focus on Chapter 3, Section 2. We're going to start off with what we were doing yesterday. So we're going to go through and kind of simplify the expressions. So we're going to underline all the ones that are together on this, if I look at it. So I have like my 4x negative 3x, and so I get the 1x plus 2. If I look at this one over here, I have my 8y negative 10y, so that equals negative 2y. And then I have negative 3 and negative 6, so that would be negative 9. So I'm going to say negative 2y minus 9. If I look at this one here, I have negative 2x, negative 8x, so that's negative 10x. And then my 3, so plus 3. Over here, if I look at it, I'm going to combine my y terms. So I have my 3y and my 1/2 y. So I'll have 3.5 y. Oops. Minus 2/5. Same thing with decimals if I go through it. So I have, that's 0.7, so that's 8.7x minus 4.6. And then finally, if I go through here, I have my y here and this y here. That becomes a 5.1 y. And then this right here is still a negative answer. It would be negative 3.3. Let's just check to see how we did here. Okay, that's good. All right, got that. This here, yep, and good. So we know what we're doing. So then we're going to go through, and it says here how can you use algebra tiles. These are really cool. So this plus represents a plus variable, like a 1x or 2x, whatever. This is a negative variable, and then we have our points here, which is plus 1 or negative 1. And it's just showing that if you have like a plus and a minus, that would cancel each other out, right? So if I look here, I have one variable. So I'm going to go through, and I have like 1x plus 3. This here would be my 2x's minus 2. This one here is my 1 or 2x. Now if I look, these cancel each other out, don't they? That's 0, 0, so I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 left over, so plus 3. If I was to write this whole thing out, though, just so you know, it would just be x plus 5 and x minus 2. And what I did here is I combined these together. So I went 5 and minus 2, and that's how I got my 3. And then my 1x and my 1x equals 2x. This one here, of course, is 3x. This goes away, this goes away, this goes away, and I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4. So minus 4. So these are really cool. I like how they work. Excuse me. This here, we're doing the same thing, only now we're applying bigger things. So I have 1x plus 2. And then this right here is 1x plus 4. And then, of course, we can combine them together, and we get 2x plus 6. And we're going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to have my x minus 5 and my x minus 2. So I have 2x minus 7. This one here, I have x plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So x plus 5. And 2x minus 3. If I put them together, I'm going to have 3x plus 2, because this here and 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 this here. So that's how I get my 3x plus 2 left over. And then we'll keep going down here, and I have 2x and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So minus 8. Excuse me. And then over here, I'm going to have 3x plus 5. So altogether, I'm going to have 5x, and I'll have minus 3. So it's kind of cool how these work, and we'll do the same thing here. In this case, I want to make sure you pay attention to one major difference here, I guess. If I look here, this is x plus 3. But see this minus? That means it's like minus x and minus 1, because I'm going to apply the minus sign to it. So if I look at this, I'm going to have, so I'll have, these will cancel out, and then this will cancel out, and I'm just left with 2. This one here, I have x plus 1, 2, 3, 4, so minus 4. And this one, I have minus x, but now I have a negative negative, which becomes a positive, right? So plus 3. So in this case, the x's will cancel out, and then these course, these will be like plus signs because it's minus minus. We'll cancel out with these, and I'm left with just one whole. And again, the reason why this is happening is because this minus sign gets applied all the way across. So that's why it would be like 2x plus 2, 4, 5, so plus 5. And now this would be a minus x, and then a minus minus, which is a positive, right? So this becomes x plus 4. And do the same thing over here. So I have 3x. So that would be 4, 5, 6, 7, so minus 7. Now look at this. This is a little bit different because now I have this minus. So instead of becoming a plus 1 like it was over here, this would be a minus 3. So I have minus 2x minus 3. Combine like terms, and I have x minus 10. So now we're going to do the exact same thing and do the algebra tiles here, or do the same kind of things. So if I look here, this is 3x, because I combine these terms together, and I have 3x. And then this and this becomes a 0, right? So it's just 3x. This here, I'm going to go through, and I have 5x minus 6 plus 2 is minus 4. This here is 2x and minus x, so this becomes 1x. Remember, this 2 gets applied here, so it's like a minus 2 now. So it's 4 minus 2, which is plus 2. And the same thing goes on here. So I have like, this is like minus 2, and this would become a plus 1 because of this minus sign. So this becomes 2x plus 4. So then we're going to go through and try to do a few more of these. So I have to pretty much apply this across. So this would become 15z, or negative 15z plus 6. So I'll write this down. I'll say negative 15z. Can I apply this here? And then 2 times 3 is plus 6. And then plus 5z minus 2. So I combine the terms together, and I have negative 10z. This here is plus 4. So this is how I use the distributive property. I then use the commutative property where I could rearrange so I can add them together. And then finally I combine like terms. So I want you to try doing these by yourself. Once you have them, press play and we'll see what happens. So hopefully you have these answers right here. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Find the difference. Notice that this is minus a negative. So this becomes a plus x, and this becomes a minus 6. So we're going to go through like this here. Notice that it's the opposite. So it's plus x, like I said, and minus 6. And then this becomes 6x, and this becomes 0. Excuse me. This is the horizontal method. It's the same kind of thing where I just distribute through across. And I get negative y plus 11. And what I'd like you to do is try to do these right here. Once you have them, press play. And here you go.